Hey everyone, I know I look a little bit different today, but I assure you I'm Trent Johnston, and I'm here to tell you that it's not too late to save the world. There's a problem we have, it's called global warming. I'm sure everyone's aware of it. It's causing our oceans to increase, land mass to shrink, oceans actually becoming more acidic, and because the reason is we are burning so many fossil fuels. Can anybody think of maybe a few temporary solutions to help maybe take down the CO2 in the atmosphere?
Hybrid vehicles.
Hybrid vehicles. No answer is wrong. Any ideas of trying to get some out here? People to think. Recycle. I did that last time. Today we're going to talk about CCS, and I'll get to the meaning in a little while. But in 2012, we emitted it was 5,270 metric tons of CO2, and in comparison, Canada did 550 metric tons. So they got, they're cold, they're running heat a lot. You'd think they'd use a lot more. Not the case. We used a lot more. In 2000, 60% of our emissions was due to fossil fuels. So just goes to show. Maybe we can do something about this. Here's another pie chart. As you can see, energy supply. 25.9% of all CO2 emissions was due to that. Industry, 20%. I mean, we can do something to try to get this down, and CCS is the answer. We haven't found a way to apply it to like transport or anything like that, but we're on the right path. Go.
Little bar. Oh, open. Try aiming high. It might be dead. Double checking your reach.
Arrow keys. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Nope. Computer froze.
Oh, that's convenient.
You'll fix it. Try tapping the screen. It can make you move.
Alright. So what is CCS? It stands for Carbon Capture and Storage. It's a three-part system that includes capture, transportation, and storage. There's three types of capture that has to do with like before you burn the fossil fuel or after you burn it. In post combustion, after you burn like the natural gas, whatever you're going to use to make electricity, you take that flux gas and you put it through an organic solvent to take the CO2 out of that gas mixture that you got. And then after you do that, you can condense that and pull the CO2 away from the solvent. And you can do that, and that's like 20% CO2. So that's one way to do it. And then pre is you take that fuel and before you before you take that gas and you burn it, you're going to take it and you're going to heat it using water vapor and air or oxygen. You take that and then it makes a gas mixture of hydrogen and CO2, and you can take that hydrogen and that's going to be your fuel. You're going to use that to make your electricity, your heat, and then your CO2, you can dispose of that. And then the oxyfuel composition is you use oxygen and water vapor, and you heat it that way. And what's hard about that is you have to extract the oxygen from the air, which is hard to do. And then after you get your CO2, once you've captured it, you can transport it through a pipeline, or obviously, like you can transport petroleum in like a tanker or something like that. You can do it like that too. Benefit to CCS, jobs, creating jobs. You reduce up to 90% of your emissions. You're not putting CO2 in the atmosphere. That's always a plus. And you're actually taking CO2 that you pulled out of the ground for like oil, natural gases, stuff like that. You're actually taking it and you're putting it back into the ground. So it's almost like a form of recycling that way. But honestly, the only way you can reduce global warming and the CO2 emissions is we have to just get to renewable resources. Stuff that doesn't emit CO2 as much as dirty natural gases, coal, stuff like that. So, now that I've really screwed that up, let's do a quiz.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just take your time, answer it at your leisure. But my basic point to get it was, in order to get past the global warming, we need to switch from non-renewables to renewables. CCS is just that stepping stone in between. Hope you liked it.